All right, let's talk about how to get one of these razor sharp, okay? Now look, there are two schools of thought. One of them is a micro bevel and the other one is a hollow grind. Now what the micro bevel is I mean, you can keep the front of your plane iron flat and you just need to change the angle of the edge over a stone to hit that part of it, all right? Now, what I don't like about this system is that I find it very hard to control that micro bevel, all right? And I know the angle is between 25 and 30, so typically what I like to do is put a hollow grind on mine at 28 degrees. Now a hollow grind is I just put a nice little cove or curve in the front face of this plane iron. And the way that I do that is with a couple of systems here. Now there are a few different systems out there and you just need to do your homework to make sure you buy the one that's most comfortable to you, all right? Now this one right here is a low-speed dry grinder, and you can see that it has a wheel on it and it spins pretty fast, all right? Now what I don't like about this system is that when you have your plane iron up against the bed at the right angle, is that it really can toast the edges of your plane iron. And trust me, I've burnt a few edges in my time, and I've just graduated from this system here to a wet system over the last 10 years. Now what I love about a wet system is that I can keep my plane iron in contact with the cutting of the wheel and not worry about it overheating, okay? Because it has a nice, you know, trough of water here and it just keeps spinning around and it stays nice and wet, all right? Now with either one of these systems, no matter what you do, when you get off of each one of them, the edge is not going to be sharp enough, all right? Now you can see, well, what typically happens is you take your thumb like this here and you run it along the edge to make sure that it's nice and straight. And when you're coming off these systems, it's going to be a little ragged, all right? And I mean at a micro level. And the best way to get rid of that, I found, is right here with a whetstone. Now there are oil stones, combination stones, there are all sorts of different types of stones that are going to help you do this right here. And again, just make sure that you pick the one that's best suited for you and your style, all right? So the first thing we need to do is make a few passes over our stone to flatten it. Now when you flatten the back of a plane iron, you don't have to go back a half an inch. You just need to go back, you know, a quarter of an inch, all right? Now what I mean by flat is that when you run over the stone, it's got a nice finish from end to end. Okay? Perfect. Now, when you're running over your stone, what's going to happen is you're going to create what we call a burr. And a burr is just a piece of metal that's left back from the grinder. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to go back and forth to break that burr off the edge. So I go a couple of passes. You know, I wish you could feel this, but trust me, with your finger, you're going to be able to feel that little tiny burr. All right? So you just need to work this edge back and forth over your stone until that burr comes off and you're left with an extremely sharp edge. Okay? Now, how often are you supposed to sharpen a plane iron? As often as possible. For me, when I'm planing any type of wood, I probably sharpen this thing every 20 or 30 passes, depending on how important the piece of wood is. If I'm working on something that's very, very important to me, I make sure that this thing is razor sharp, all right? Again, the most important thing about a plane is to make sure that it's wicked, wicked sharp.
Major funding provided by Woodcraft. Additional funding provided by Rikon Power Tools, Bessie Tools, Tight Bond Wood Glues, Oneida Air Systems, Easy Wood Tools, and General International Manufacturing.